two teams, the season may be only 24 seconds long. Clemens going to inbound to Thurman. Back to Clemens. Clemens out of the time line, 20 seconds to go. Clemens against Jimmy Jones. Clemens moves to the top of the key. Jones still with him. 13 seconds to go. Clemens out front, top of the key. Clemens on the dribble. Timeout, Cleveland. 9 seconds left in the game, and it's tied at 85. Clemens will inbound on the left side. Clemens looks and waits. Flips to Snyder. Snyder sideline left. Snyder on the dribble right to the hoop. Right up. Good! Good! Snyder scored with 4 seconds to go. And the Bullets take time. Cleveland 87. And Bullets 85 with 4 seconds to go. Huntsell gets the ball from Jake O'Donnell, the 7th. Set it for. Here comes the play. Huntsell rounds it underneath. Snyder out to 3. Oh, put the fight here. Shoot it. No good. No good. Cavaliers win. The Cavaliers win. 87-85. The Cavaliers have defeated the Washington Bullets 87-85. And the crowd is going berserk at the Coliseum.
There was really not much time to bask in the glory, for on the horizon loomed the Boston Celtics, and no team knew more about the playoffs than the perennial champions from Beantown. No NBA team had greater playoff tradition. The Celtics had won a dozen NBA crowns, including their last in 1974. Once again, the Cavaliers would have to depend on their tremendous balance and their hot-shooting bench if they were to have a chance of staying with the tournament-wizened Celtics. But disaster struck in one of the final practice sessions before the Boston series. Jimmy Jones, the talented 6'11" center and leading scorer in both the regular season and the playoffs, broke his right foot. He was ruled out of the playoffs for the remainder of the season. It was a depressing blow to a team that had come so far, and it put the burden on Nate Thurman, the aging warrior from Akron, who had averaged less than 18 minutes a game during the regular season. Against Boston, Thurman would be starting his first game since joining the Cavaliers. There was more than a little apprehension when the Cavaliers arrived at the Boston Garden for game number 1. This was the place where the Celtics virtually invented the game of professional basketball. And they proceeded to give the Cavaliers the kind of lesson they had given so many teams during their proud history, winning 111-99 after the Cavs had tied it at 77 at the three-quarter mark. The most encouraging sign, though, was the play of 34-year-old Nate Thurman, who played 39 grueling minutes, hauled down 16 rebounds, and scored 9 points. There was still another day to the Boston Garden before the Cavaliers could return to the warmth and comfort of the Coliseum and those wonderful screaming fans. Cleveland certainly had its opportunities in game number 2, including a pair of 9-point leads. Boston sprinted to an 8-point advantage early in the fourth, and the Cavaliers could never catch up. The final, 94-89, put the Cavaliers desperately down by 2. The 2-game Boston lead didn't put a damper on the Cleveland fans when they returned to home sweet home, where 21,564 fans packed every corner of the Coliseum. It was some welcome for a team that had its back against the wall. It was a tremendous defensive struggle, which saw Cleveland lead by 5 at the intermission. Cleveland kept the lead until 9:56 of the fourth quarter, when Silas dropped in 2 free throws to tie the score at 62. Now, let's pick up the action.
Into the fourth court, Carr. Carr down the right side against White. Carr holding on the right side, bounce out to Brewer. Brewer, top of the key. Brewer gives to Bingo. Bingo, top of the key, backs off against Silas. Bingo, 18-footer out of the circle, hit the rim, and in. Brewer will get a tap in. That's 6 for Brewer. He was right up with the iron and managed to tap it in. 9:28 to play, Cleveland 64-62. Into the fourth court, Scott. Scott with it, right side, Silas. Silas against Brewer. Silas out front to Collins. Collins top of the key against Thurman. Collins holding. Right side, Scott. Comes free for a 15-footer. On the rim, no good. Rebound, Collins. Out to Bingo. Bingo into the fourth court, right corner to Carr. Carr down the baseline, under the hoop, put it up. He was fouled. Carr will shoot 2. Carr's first free shot is good. Carr with his 10th point. 65-62 Cleveland. Austin again. Line left. Fight. Shoots. Got it. 11 for Carr. 66-62 Cleveland. Into Scott. Scott coming up against Jimmy Clemens. Into the forecourt. Scott and Clem one-on-one. Has to right between the circles. He's against Carr. On the left side, Collins with the ball. Collins against Thurman. Collins holding. Collins to Kaversky. Kaversky on the left wing. Left side. The pass to White. He drives into the lane. Hooked up by a shot. No, there. Offensive goaltending, I think. Yes. Offensive goaltending on Collins. No basket. Into the forecourt, Carr. Left side to Bingo. Bingo with it. Out to Thurman at the top of the key. Now to Clemens. Clemens right wing. Off in the right corner to Carr. Carr moves to the lane. Against Silas. Fadeaway shot by Carr off the rim. No. Ball the rebound. Out to Bingo on the wing. Top side to Clemens around to Carr on the right. Carr against Silas. Pass inside. Bingo in a crowd ball. Bingo in. Carr got it back on the right wing. Carr way out on the right wing. Moves there on Silas. Down to the baseline. Give to Brewer. Out touch to Bingo. 125. Good.
Boston couldn't catch the Cavs, who won 83-78, and Cleveland was back in it thanks to a marvelous defensive effort. 3 nights later, there was another capacity throng of the Coliseum, and the Cavaliers gave them a real treat. It was another of those titanic struggles, but in the fourth quarter, the Cavaliers put it all together with one of their finest offensive displays of the playoffs.
95-83 Cleveland, passing against pressure to Russell. Russell into the backcourt, gets away from Silas, into the forecourt, top of the key. Russell to the line, to the lane, to the hoop, got it! Russell with 97-83 Cleveland. 2:20 to play in the game. Howard is coming in. Collins goes out for Boston. McDonald is on. Kaversky is on. And the Celtics clear the bench. They have run up the white flag at Cleveland.
The Cavaliers finally won it, 106-87, and the series was tied at 2. It was incredible. A brand new series. It was one of the finest victories in the Cavaliers' brief history. And it was inspired by old man Nate Thurman, who played like a 21-year-old. Thurman had 8 rebounds, 12 points, and 6 awesome block shots. Boston opened game number 5 without John Havlicek in the starting lineup, the result of a painful foot injury suffered in Cleveland. A decision that had been made to allow him to see action only if it became critical. It was another of those frantic battles. Cleveland up 23-22 at the quarter, tied at 42 at halftime. Disaster struck early in the third when Nate Thurman, who was doing a masterful job on Dave Collins, picked up his 5th personal. He played with caution until fouling out with 5:03 remaining in the fourth quarter, and the score tied at 80. At that opportune moment, superstar Havlicek was inserted into the game by Celtic general manager Red Auerbach, who dashed to the bench after Coach Tommy Heinsohn had been ejected. Big John didn't score from the field, but his very presence provided the inspirational lift Boston needed. And the Celtics exploded for 19 points in the final 5 minutes to win 99-94, although Cleveland closed to within 1 point in the final 14 seconds. The Cavaliers went back